Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawashi Ba, sham, Yahawashi Ba, sham, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, many blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect, the house of David, the Thawadah YAHAWAH, for whom these epistles are written for in these last days. Shalom to the elect. Came across this article. I was sharing it with a couple of brothers before I decided to do a lesson on it. All kind of news coming out, you know what I'm saying? It's very much, even if you don't believe in the Bible, you have to know that there's a spirit of war in the earth right now. Okay, it's not even up for debate at this point, man, because even allies of America are starting to consider getting nuclear weapons, as evidence of this article right here. All right, so this is from RT News. It says U.S. ally threatens to acquire nuclear weapons. It says the country has the technology to build its own arsenal, South Korea's president has claimed. Now, why am I bringing this out? Well, for the obvious point, prophecy, obviously, right? But also, it fits into this prophecy, obviously World War III, but also it fits into the prophecy that the allies of America, will come against them, and those same allies that they've been building up, like South Korea, Japan, the UK, which the UK was already a power, but they fell from the power seat. America has that power seat now. Germany, France, all these countries, all right, that are with Japan and South Korea mainly, they don't have nukes right now, but they're exploring, they're looking into that, because it's like going into a gunfight with a knife. That's what they're, and they're like, America, you're over there by yourself, but I'm here right next door to my enemy, which is my brother. All right, so it would be insane if of course, if I was one of these nations, I'd be like, hell yeah, I gotta look at getting me one. What the hell, So that's where we are in prophecy. So let's go ahead. This ain't gonna be no long lesson. It's just into prophecy. It says Seoul could arm itself with tactical nuclear weapons. Now, I've been asking, what the fuck is a tactical nuke? A nuke is a nuke is a nuke. There's no such thing as I'm kind of pregnant. Either you are or you ain't. A nuclear weapon is going to do damage, Major damage, even a quote-unquote tactical, all right? It says Seoul, which is the capital of South Korea, could arm itself with tactical nuclear weapons if tensions with Pyongyang, which is North Korea, continue to grow. It says South Korea President Yoon Suk Yeol has said it comes after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said this month his country would develop a new international or intercontinental ballistic missile as the U.S. and South Korea were seeking to isolate and stifle Pyongyang. It says, if the North Korean nuclear problem becomes more serious, the Republic of Korea may deploy tactical nuclear weapons or come to possess its own nuclear weapons, Yoon, who became president last year, said during a government meeting on Wednesday, as quoted by local media. If that happens, it won't take long. And with our science and technology, we could have nuclear weapons sooner as time passes, Yoon added. It says the U.S. pulled its nuclear forces from South Korea in 1991 following disarmament talks with Pyongyang and Moscow. There was Russia again. It says relations have since deteriorated, with North Korea stepping up missile tests last year and enshrining the right to use nuclear weapons into national law in September. The escalation has rattled Seoul, which is now seeking to strengthen its military alliance with the U.S. and deepen cooperation with Japan. And those two countries in specific, Japan and South Korea, they're exploring, because I was just reading an article earlier about Japan wanting to get their own nuclear arsenal. Everybody, the whole planet is going to be, this is going to be the OK Corral, man. Okay? It's going to be the OK Corral out here, We're coming into the World War III, The war to end all wars, all right? It says, Yoon said on Tuesday that the allies were discussing holding new joint military drills, including tabletop and computer simulations, as well as exercises involving the delivery means of nuclear weapons. U.S. President Joe Biden, however, denied on Monday that Washington was considering joint nuclear drills with South Korea. Pyongyang has insisted that its launches are a response to U.S. South Korea exercises, which North Korea views as a national security threat. As well they would. Your enemy is on the border, okay, doing joint military exercises with another enemy from across the seas that happens to have the most powerful military on planet Earth. How would you take that? Okay? You look at it from a macro, but maybe bring it in. Look at it from your own situation. Your enemy at your border, okay, right next door to you, okay, is training with your other enemy from across town. What you think gonna happen? I'm finna arm up. I don't know what's about to do. I don't know what they about to do. Okay? I don't know if they gonna invade or what. But what it does is it puts a spirit of Joel 3:9 on both those countries. Okay? Because they're starting to wake up and realize this is the time of war. This is Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. How are they doing that? They're considering getting their nuclear arsenal up to a considerable size. Okay? Where it will be a deterrent to those who are enemies now and who could possibly be enemies in the future. Okay? So now that they're starting to realize that we need to step our game up, our enemies is on top of their weaponry. We need to get weaponry like them, so that it'll deter them from coming to bother us. But guess what, though? This is the Lord working in the whole thing. The Lord is the one that's doing all this. Okay? Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And so that's what they're doing currently. They're increasing weaponry and they're broadcasting it to the entire media so that their enemies may hear of what they're doing. It's a deterrent. But here's the thing, though, about a deterrent. See, you're not the one that's in control of none of this, heathen. So the Lord is the one that's going to have you press the button at some point. And it ain't going to be necessary. Now, it's going to be wars fought everywhere. But eventually, everybody's going to have one mind towards America. And it's going to be nuclear destruction. All right, verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen. Gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. That's right. So they are being wakened. The men of war is coming together. It's a time of war on the earth. Okay? You got military alliances, all right, coming together. You got military alliances breaking apart. NATO at each other's neck. Every other article I read was about Turkey, all right, basically saying, I don't know, I'm not down for these other countries joining NATO. NATO trying to coerce them. France trying to break away from NATO. All right. Germany, all right, doing deals with Russia. Britain don't know whether they want to stay in the EU, go from the EU or whatever, do a referendum again. They don't know. This is the time of the 10 toes, man. This is the time of the partly clay and partly broken, or partly iron and partly clay, partly broken, man. Okay. The alliances are breaking apart. There's a spirit of division all over the earth. And what a beautiful time it is to be an Israelite and all that. Okay? Salakia. Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. That's right. So the Lord has a purpose for everything set before you. Everything that you hear about in these news, it goes back to Matthew 24:6. All right. All these things were set for the sorrows of Jacob's trouble coming. OK, all of these things are going to be set ultimately for the elect to be sealed and Yahawashi to crack those clouds. Verse 2, it says, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up, which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. What time do you really actually see? These heathens see the time. That's why they're building up. They're doing exactly what the scriptures told them to do. They're following orders. It's you Jakes that's not following orders. But then again, I take that back. You are following orders because you're being the 2/3. And the 2/3 would be a bunch of rambunctious niggas, okay, baby's kids that are out of order, talking all kind of shit on the internet and eventually waiting for their destruction, okay? Verse 4, it says, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get, a time to lose, and a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away, a time to rend, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. Is this a time to keep silence? No. And this word is going out through the entire earth. That's the beautiful thing about this truth, okay? It cannot be contained. It cannot be gathered together and dispersed. And meaning like dispersed like air. You can't see it no more. No, the truth is here and it's gonna stay until it be fulfilled. Okay. A time to love, a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. I'll let you answer what time it is. Is it a time of peace? You're talking about nuclear weapons being acquired by the weakest of countries. Is that a time of peace? But let some Israelites tell you, and they'll tell you that you need love through all that. This is Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. That's right. So these prophecies are popping off. They're going to continue to pop off. They're going to continue to execute until the Lord says Babylon is done. Okay. And so, you know, these devils don't even see their own destruction. These same quote unquote allies are going to play you, and they're going to look at you with an evil eye, according to Ezekiel 38:10. And that'll be done. And that'll be the day that Babylon gets exactly everything it deserves. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawashi, Ba, Yahawashi, Ba, Shalom to the elect.